So it's like you create it. So it's like the 21st century. So the children, as you know, they are very into this. And why don't we use that as a tool to help them to learn while they using the computer. And the children are very good at it. I have a hard time, getting, but once you started, it was like just me. It was like I was staying up like till 12 to kind of like keep going to see, and everything. For example, like I was looking into like the bees, about the bees, and like things that I've never realized. How much information that you learn from it, because the teachers help them to make it very fun, wording very fun, to show them, kind of like guide them. It's like they are as a scientist, and then they're going what they do and create it, make it that it's, and WordPress. There's another one that we. So tonight you try it out. Type into WordPress Garden, and WordPress Garden, you go into it, and every day, every minute, there are teachers posting new lessons, and maybe some of the topics that might fit with what you teach. And so that helps you because they already find the resources for you, and then you get there and you can get information from it, and then you can create yours, and then you post yours up. So, and then you have, and this is on the 6 steps you have to go. And once you do this kind of lesson plan, like in the classroom, it makes it very interesting. It's like you can use this while, for example, in a situation you cannot be at school, and you have to stay home. The children have to stay home, and these are some of the lessons that you can give them while they're at home, and you can keep them very engaged and even involve the parents. So there's different ways. Discovery learning is like so vast. I mean, when we were working on it, it's like we don't know where to stop, where to begin, because it's like everywhere, you learn. Whichever you face, you learn something. But important is that to guide the children to the right directions. And they cannot just do the opening discovery, the guided discovery and the inquiry. We can help the children and guide them using all those steps to help them guide them, and have lots of practice doing that with different steps, cycles. But the opening to mention about I started a little bit, but these are the steps for guided discovery. So when you guide the children, these are the 6 steps that you go. So it helps them, and you do it again and again, and the children get it, and you don't have to do it that much. So at the younger age, they need more guidance from the adults. But once they're in high school, they can start to make up their own. It's called opening discovery. They can start having their own topics and then discuss about it, finding. And it's very similar to what we do as right now. We're doing like those of you doing theses right now. Same process. So it's like I really enjoy doing this because it helps me also and guide me to my doing the thesis as well. So. This is something that is moving forward. And we will talk more in more details with the group about the Socratic questioning. But good questioning helps children guide them to the right directions. That helps. So and about the concepts. They learn the right concepts. And it's not only involved in science, it's with writings across the curriculum. writing and the cognitive and the prior knowledge. We have to help them build up. So they need all that. And so I think after this,
just to let you know so you don't get jammed at the end, you guys got about 21 minutes, okay? So that's how you, just to let you know, I mean,
thank you.
we probably go a few minutes over, but not too
We're not going to talk about
With Socratic, you go back to Socratic. With Socratic questioning, you try to stimulate, the students by asking questions, okay? This is like asking them in the sense for them to arrive at a certain point to get the answer, something like that. So you're stimulating them and putting something into their brains, into their mind, for them to arrive at the answer. This is similar to concept attainment. You go back to this. This is similar to concept attainment as what Gaia said. And it really,
and then the workshop models, that's what I want to introduce to you about. Our school is using this throughout our school. Doing a lot of discovery learning that what we do, and we use it across the curriculum. And you can look at it about their writing. This is about writing. And I sent you some resource about the writing. It helps very much because it guides the children toward becoming an author. So they have to do all those process, and then by the time at the end they go into they're going to present their final discovery, their final writings. It's like they're becoming authors. It's like it's very. The children feel very proud of what they accomplished. So if you guide them toward all the process, it will be more. The children will have more confidence in writing, and they continue to write. And they love to write, and it's continue to stimulate their motivation. And even math, right? Our elementary schools just changed to, it's called the investigation math, and it involves a lot of what we've learned today. Eastern math, and one of them science, and I have samples of a text, the science textbook. It has with all the discovery learning and what we learned, and a little bit about the problem-based learning. It originated in Canada, 1968, for exact. That's where they start beginning the model of problem-based learning. And it's very similar to other types. So I'm not going to go into too much details. It's involved teamwork, thinking, motivation. Yeah. So I'm going to report and this is the create problem, and then test it, presenting. So it's like it's same, very similar to other. Okay. It's required. Okay, now. Now for our educator, we need to remember that the learning and the teaching, it begins, we know that the children already have planted in them, but it's our job to build it in the children little by little. Because if they don't have the prior knowledge, they will not be able to use everything that we talk about today. Discovery learning is so important. So in all the subjects, it's the same. So the children cannot do a solve a problem or become an investigator unless they have prior knowledge to that. And there's some, so it could not be rushed because the second one, and the use of language, see this. And I found this, once it, actually there's two of them. Actually, this research talk about that they were comparing and see, and what I just told you that the children will not be able to have a good result if they don't have the prior knowledge. It will not work. So they gotta have concepts. You have to teach them and have that. And these are some of the examples of the programs that schools are using. I don't know, one of this might be your school using. This is a science program, but our school is using, our elementary school is using this one. This is from my student. It's inquiry, it's hands-on, active learning, multi-sensory methods, and it's reflective thinking. And you see their journals, you will see that all that process is going on. And I want to tell you this really quick about this one. Just recently, what the children did, and I got really interesting too. I saw the children, after they learned about these topics, every one of them carried home, they adopt some of the silkworm. And I was like, where you got it, where you got it? And so they went and got me some. So I was curious about seeing the process of how it becomes, silk and the cycles of it. And so I learned a lot from it also. And I observed until it becomes a moth again, and now the third or the fourth generation of silkworm is still in the lab, and the children keep bringing it home. They went all the mulberry tree was all ripped out, and so they would bring it home, and they get to experience that not only in the school, but they get to bring it home and experience it with their families. So it makes it real interesting, So I comment to the science teacher, I said, I really like that this year because you have exposed it to not only the children in that class, but to the whole community. So, I really like that.